How old are you guys?
I'm 28, and so is Greg. Yeah.
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 Enjoy
Yeah, we're
it.
so old.
I can smell it. It smells like a
It's
nursing
like
home.
It's gonna be
Howard.
tough. It's gonna be
It's
tough
like drop
standing
the
up out of this chair.
skincare.
Yeah.
Oh, hell
Cool.
yeah.
Wow, guys.
Welcome
Wow.
to Hill to Die On.
That's what this
We're back.
is.
We're back. I'm Grace Lobo.
I'm Greg Melly, and today we have a guest,
Huge.
and his name's Xander, and I don't
Hey.
know his last name.
Oh, that's okay. Xander Favazza. That's
I'm
me.
not
Xander,
gonna
how do you
say
say
it.
your last name?
Just
Favazza.
Favazza.
It's worth a lot of points in Scrabble.
That it does seem like wait, yeah, that does.
good
Yeah.
start. Look at you.
Yeah,
Does
look
that
at
have
me.
a Z in it?
Riff 'em. Yeah, Z.
Yeah, wow, that is a lot of-
I'm gonna
yeah.
just dox myself.
Yeah, no, dox it right now.
FAVAZZA.
Cancel him
Wow, that's like
immediately.
Yes.
49 points.
I
Yeah,
actually-
your first name starts with an X.
I don't think. Yeah, I know. I don't think I've ever played a game of Scrabble. I'm realizing.
What? The generations are
Wait, and
dying.
you aren't ready for this?
How old
Yeah.
are you?
I'm 23.
God damn
What?
it!
Yeah.
You should have
You're
done
the
that
youngest
before
person
we
we've
had this.
ever met. This is
How-
so exciting.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
No, you're not really.
Yo,
He's
you
the
would
youngest
love my
per-
nephew.
Really? What
Yeah.
does he do?
Yeah, no.
Does he play
just-
Fortnite?
He's 13.
We'll do emotes all day together.
Yeah, you can do the floss, dude. You guys
Yes,
might
I
pop
will.
off. So for the listener,
Skibbity?
the audience member, yo, Riz Toilet.
Yeah.
Skibbity toilet. so. Sorry to
he
correct
actually is a part of that culture. Like we're laughing at it, but he like lives in it.
This is an
yeah.
exciting episode because for a lot of reasons.
Lot of
Number one,
reasons.
as you may tell from the fact that we didn't know your last name,
Yeah, I
we
know.
just met Xander.
No, this is a first meeting.
it's
Yeah.
okay.
This is
You don't, do
crazy.
you know my last name?
I have no clue.
See, that's good because it would be really awkward if I didn't know your last name and you knew mine.
I
and
forget
was
your
like-
name.
That's really good.
That's awesome. This is a
It's Grace Lobo.
hot pod right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
This is gonna go great.
and we also didn't even get to talk to Xander before the pod because
No.
he just came on. We had to be like,
No.
chop.
Whatever stories you want me to tell, I can
Oh,
run
and he
through the
does
whole
an
thing.
accent.
Yeah, well, you got
Uh,
mobster real quick.
Yeah, I'll do.
Funny
I'll do,
how, huh?
I'll do. Yeah, funny how.
Yeah.
Funny how.
Oh,
I'll
this is
do
gonna be a good
impressions.
pod.
This is Xander's first ever podcast.
That is true. Yes.
Hill
I've
to
never
Die
done
on
this.
pod.
The podcasts I normally make are fake and they're made to make money.
Nice.
You know
Wow.
those
yeah,
our
ours
podcast
is
is
not.
real and makes it only loses money.
We lose a
So
lot.
that's-
Yeah.
We this is quite different.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
what do you think of being on a podcast so far?
This is awesome.
You're
I
really
like.
bad
I love
at guests.
I love the ambiance that you guys have created
And,
here.
and I'll say this, we can take no credit for it.
Really?
Yes.
This is all the studio.
This was all set up for us.
This is really nice.
Yeah.
This building, there's a bone museum in here, and there's also Gecko
What do you mean
King.
a bone museum?
You are bad at making friends.
What?
Nobody wants to hear about the Bone Museum and the
I'm
geckos.
into the
Xander,
bone
you wanna hear
museum.
about
I
the-
want to hear about
yeah.
the bone museum. But can I ask how often do you pitch the bone museum on the podcast?
It's
Every
just that
time
I'm like,
we've had a
there's
guest.
Really?
the largest
Are you
collection.
actually?
The
No,
largest
yeah,
collection of human bones is in this building. That's crazy.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Like it's,
Maxim,
this
is
is
that
all she
true?
does.
I think it's like in the eastern United States.
Okay.
That's creepy.
Thank you.
That is so creepy.
That's nothing to brag about.
And the Gecko King is here. Do I know what that means? No.
Is that a rapper?
It's related to the Tiger King.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you had me stoked. I was
Yeah.
like, this is a Netflix docuseries. You guys
It's
are gonna
soon.
bring him out?
I
Soon.
keep bringing it up on the pod because I would like us to, at some point, visit the Bone Museum and the Gecko King. And no one wants to do that.
You guys should
Because
do a
it's
remote
boring.
episode where you guys
Grace.
go.
I want us to do remote. About yourself, where are you from?
Sure. I'm from Massachusetts.
Whoa.
Born
Prove
and
it.
raised.
What part?
North Shore, Mass. Hamilton,
right.
Massachusetts.
Cool.
Very cool.
Usually, I just describe it as 30 minutes north of Boston. If people
Oh,
don't
there
know.
it is. You
Classic.
heard
That's
that.
usually what it is. It's
We
30
heard
minutes
that.
north,
Yeah.
30 minutes south of something or whatever.
Sure,
That's usually
sure.
what people say.
That's the most important. way to describe
But I'm from
anything.
there. I'm Italian.
Hey,
Whoa.
bada
Get my
bing, eh?
Italian friends.
You know, there's a
bring 'em in.
lot of mustache happening on this podcast.
I
right
know,
now,
and
between
I love
you and
this.
Greg.
Mine's not really a
Greg's
mustache anymore.
mustache
I got
rose.
a,
It's kind of a
I got a beard going.
mustache beard.
you know?
combo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the- a
I couldn't
goatee
do that.
mix.
Mine would be so weak. I'm missing.
Well, you're
like,
only
you're a
23 years
child.
old.
I'm missing
yeah.
like this. You know what I mean? Like this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
because you haven't hit puberty.
I'm missing the whole
I
thing.
know.
So you're doing better
I'm
than
dropping
me.
one ball at a time.
Yeah,
That's,
you got
and
you
that's
know?
the way to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, go at your own pace.
I know.
That's
You know what I mean?
beautiful.
And I said,
Don't
keep
rush
the second
it.
one.
Yeah.
Once I drop
don't
the
need
second one, I'm going full length
Take it easy.
down the whole way.
You're gonna
Yeah.
be really popular in Williamsburg.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I know. Seriously.
Wait,
You're
okay,
gonna be
so when
walking
did you
everywhere.
move to New York City?
A year ago.
Wow,
Whoa.
welcome to the Big
Thank
Apple.
Thank you. How long have you guys been here?
Like 5, 6
Yeah,
years.
since the
Oh my
pandemic.
God.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
together. We didn't know each other until 3 years ago.
I don't know, Grace.
Yeah.
I thought
time
it'd be
flies.
awesome if you guys also just met.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah.
You do a podcast every day where you meet new guests, new
It's like-
hosts.
It's like
Hang on.
Memento.
Strangers
You ever seen
meeting.
Yeah,
Memento?
yeah.
Yeah.
Or
I
like
have a-
50 first dates.
I'm young, but I know that.
I have you tattooed on my arm because I forget who you
Yeah,
are.
you're like, hang
Yeah, yeah,
on.
yeah.
She's okay. Yeah. It's the annoying girl I do my podcast with. But
Yeah.
Bingo. Ding, ding, ding.
okay, so the way we know Xander is that he is a colleague
Yes.
of our beautiful producer, Jaclyn.
Correct.
Sorry, Jamie.
Bingo.
Jamie.
I don't know if you know this. We call Jaclyn Jamie on the pod.
Yes, she doesn't want to be associated with the actual
Well,
pod.
I think it's because it's a Joe Rogan
Yeah, it's
reference.
a.
Oh,
making fun
yeah,
of
strike
Joe
us
I'm
as
Rogan.
familiar. I'm
You
familiar.
strike us
Jamie,
as a
pull
big
that up.
fan of the,
Yeah,
the
Jamie, pull it
Jerry
up. And that's her
universe.
role is
Yeah.
to pull it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie, pull up the clip.
Shout out, Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie, how are you feeling?
I love this. I'm so excited.
All right.
Okay,
that's
so
enough.
you
know what I
Jamie,
mean?
are-
rent a movie for me.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jamie, pick up my laundry.
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I had Jamie.
I do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good boyfriend-girlfriend power dynamic. between the
Yes.
two of them.
One thing
So
I've learned
yeah.
about being like a good boyfriend is you don't have to ask them to do anything. Just don't do it yourself, and then they eventually do it.
That's really,
Yes.
really
It's called
Well, I think that's called
manipulation.
weaponized incompetence.
Incompetence, yeah.
Exactly.
I've learned.
Exactly.
Bushwick women are teaching me well about that.
Yes.
It's called manipulation.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's called manipulating. And you know what? It works.
Okay, so Xander, you are a content creator
Yes.
as
Yeah.
well as new stand-up comedian, yes?
Yes, new. As
Wow.
in like barely done it. I did a little bit. I've hit the tiny cupboard.
Oh,
let me drop some names.
You're not
Oh, yeah.
barely,
Let's
you
get these
are
name
a
drops in
stand-up
here. Let's
comic.
get these
Tiny
name drops.
cupboard,
We got
top
tiny
room?
cupboard. We got number one tiny cupboard.
Yes, that top room or whatever.
Look
You
at
know
you,
those like
dude.
tiny ones, the clouds with
Oh,
like the
yeah,
weird
the
clouds in there.
clouds.
It's like the worst room
Tiny
ever.
cupboard place I've been.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
You've been doing comedy for 3 days. That's
He
the
already
worst
knows.
room.
He already
No,
knows.
You're not
it
going to
is.
get a worse room in New
Yeah.
York than the
No,
tiny
you
cupboard
are.
cloud room.
Yeah.
It's
I
pretty
have to.
bad.
I have to step in. I painted that room. And
No, you did not.
I did, and I
Well,
put
the ambiance was great.
I put the clouds up and the
What?
LEDs, dude. Yeah,
You're joking.
I am not joking.
Thank God you said that because I was about to be like, and the room fucking sucks, dude.
Our, like,
Was it? Yeah.
Our last episode was being like, bikers suck. And then Maxim's like, here's actually my fixed
I
gear
actually-
bike.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a
every
biker
hill
and,
we've died on with a guest,
Really?
it totally
You
contradicts
do
Maxim.
keep hurting Maxim.
The hill is the hill I'm gonna die on that the tiny cupboard sucks.
Yeah.
You could, I mean,
You
can
don't
do
know.
it?
No, you can come up with your own one. Maxim, I do
I've
have some
got one,
questions.
actually.
Do you,
Yeah.
do you
I've
have
got
a
one that I
microphone?
can
I'm
pitch you
ready.
guys later.
Oh, I'm
so.
ready.
Yeah, I got a microphone.
Mac, how much did you get paid to do that?
Actually, it was a favor because I really like Matt and Amy, and also my wife used to manage the open mics in that room for about 2 years. So
Whoa.
she had the vision to clean up the room after the previous people painted it an awful color.
It does look
Wow.
better now, I will
I
say.
feel
I'm not
so
even going
bad
to
then.
just...
I also
I feel
built
awful.
the stage that's in there was built for our original studio for this podcast studio, and when we moved here, I brought those stages into that room.
Wow. Wait, who's
Whoa.
your wife?
You wouldn't know her.
don't
She has-
say her
she has
name.
a different husband, you wouldn't know
We're
her.
on the air.
All right, sorry. I love her, though.
Love her.
You meant bad room as in the
the vibe.
The vibe. Yeah, we're not talking...
Yeah, not the
Yeah.
the look.
We're
Yeah,
not-
no, the people at the mic are there to say their jokes angrily and leave.
Yes.
That
lot of
is-
white
but I
man
think that's
energy.
a lot of. I think that's a lot of mics.
That is ultimately a lot of mics.
You know,
At the
I
end of
just-
the
Have you done
day.
anything in Brooklyn yet?
Alphaville.
Famously
And then
tiny
my
cupboard in
my
Brooklyn.
friends, the yard sale girls.
Oh yeah.
Oh, my
them.
friends, yeah.
I went to.
Yo, tell one of those friends to follow me back on Instagram.
We will. Which one?
Becca.
Becca won't follow you back.
never met her.
I don't need... I followed it. Fucking Xander.
I just followed you back
I know.
on the way.
I
here.
know. It was
Did
gonna
you
be my
notice?
hill to die
And were
on.
you guys filming when that happened?
It was gonna be my hill to die on. Because
I
I was
went
like,
by-
oh, he's on
oh,
his
you
way? Bet. I'm not even gonna let him talk. I'm just gonna fucking get in his face about it.
But doing that room, that's good. Doing that room. No,
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah.
A couple of those places, and then I'm supposed to do this like one of those the comfy comedy crew. You guys
Oh,
heard of
yeah,
this?
yeah.
Doing like one of those things. My buddy was like, "Hey, like my buddy can't do it. Do you want to do it?" And I was like,
Sure.
"Sure." What's the topic? And he's like, "We don't know." So then
Oh.
I guess
Oh,
they're
is
gonna
it
tell
a
me in like
topic?
yeah,
That's
they like
fun.
pick a topic from like 100 diff like lit, and the list
Yeah.
is crazy. One of the topics is just Obama. I was
Oh,
like, that
wow.
one seems a little
Let's
dated.
do
He's a
do
black
your
guy.
impression.
But
yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
Let me be clear.
Yeah. Like
But
crush.
so I'm
Oh,
gonna
but
do
when
that.
he does a black impression, it's not a big deal. But when I pull out
Yours
Cat
is
Williams,
different.
why?
You
'Cause it's
say-
good?
You're saying Snow Bunny way too many times.
That's
Whoa.
how he talks.
Whoa.
That's how he talks.
You clearly haven't seen this impression, but my
No,
coworker
you'll
actually
hear it.
referenced it the other day. My
Yeah,
coworker,
you know why? Because it's good.
Yeah.
I'm
know
It's a good
also working on an
Obama.
He didn't
Aziz.
like
I'm working
it.
on an Aziz.
Maybe
Aziz
people like that.
Ansari?
Yeah.
What if you did like
It's
a
the
Joe
same
Biden
vocal
or,
tone
like,
as Cat Williams. So I'm like,
Okay,
it's kinda there.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
so you've
crazy.
been starting stand up,
Yes.
How's
but
it
you
been?
start. Oh yeah.
What's the material for you looking like?
Oh,
What are you
don't burn
first
your
writing
material
about?
on our-
so
What am I
far?
writing about? Usually like ridiculous stories. I'll do stuff like that, or like I don't know. I'm an anxious person, so a lot of it is about
Sure.
that.
Nice.
An anxious person
that's a
who's
good start,
23
though.
and lives in Bushwick.
Yeah, I
What?
know. What?
You invented it.
I got a couple jokes about nuclear bombs.
Okay,
Big.
yeah.
You know, as a
Starting
kid, I was
strong.
very afraid of them. So
And
that
now
was-
you're like embracing them.
and now I'm just
Yeah.
embracing it. You
Mhm.
know, I spent a lot of time on that. You guys ever use? There's this website. Jamie, pull this up.
Yeah.
There's this website,
He's
and you
good.
can track how you can pick any nuclear bomb you want. You pick it and you can place the bomb wherever you want. It'll tell you how big the blast radius is.
Whoa.
It's called like bomb, like I don't know exactly. the
Will
name.
you die
WillYouDieBomb.com or something
Google
like that.
incognito.
And I use it and I try and see. I go, okay, I live in Brooklyn. Where would they throw them? They're probably going to bomb
Manhattan.
World Trade. They're going to go
Yeah,
World
yeah.
Trade
Yeah.
again because if you're going to
Yes.
blow up,
They don't have originality.
yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta
They're really-
hit. You gotta hit World Trade again.
Lightning never strikes the same place twice.
Or the
But
M&M
bombs?
store. The
M&M store would
might
actually
do
be
a
more
lot of
detrimental to
damage.
capitalism,
A lot
I
of
would say.
damage, dude.
Huge.
Because that's
Um,
taking away
Oh
international
my God.
affairs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
Scandinavians
There's a
going to
lot
go
of
down in that
people,
one.
and you're getting people from all over the country.
All over.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be a
Florida,
racial
you're
thing.
getting Florida there. You're getting Wisconsin there. Yeah.
Wait, how would it be a racial thing if they're picking the M&M store?
I'm saying it wouldn't be a
Who's at
racial
the
thing.
M&M
I'm
store?
saying it wouldn't be a racial thing.
They got
'cause it's
green
a-
M&M. They
Yes.
got blue
So many
M&M.
colors.
They
So
have
many
all
colors
at the M&M
it's-
They have the Indian M&M.
Don't give the terrorists ideas.
All right. Just saying. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to have an apology. We also have the last couple of minutes of each episode is an apology tour.
Yes, if you
Yeah.
say
If you say
anything,
anything,
you can give a public
I can go
apology
back
at the
through-
end.
Yeah, Jamie writes
Be
it down.
Jaclyn keeps
uncanceled.
track of all the stuff we say.
Yes, that's great.
Offensive.
It's a fun part of the episode.
That's great. Yeah, first one will be to my mom.
Yeah,
Mm.
She's
exactly.
gonna be like, who
exactly.
are you on this with?
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
are these two?
Mom, my first ever podcast.
Yes, I know. She watches and she's like, so
So you're afraid of bombs, huh?
I think you're a little racist. No.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it sounds like all of our moms watching this.
Yeah, my mom
Um,
hates that
Does she
I
watch
am
this?
anti-religion. I mean, they see
Really?
the clips.
I'm
yeah.
anti-religion too. Well, no, I'm not. I get,
You're 23 in America.
but I'm not a religious guy.
right. You're
Yeah.
23.
I would be if you came on here and you were like, you do look like you could maybe sell a Bible in this outfit, but like you also are, you're
Nice.
not giving religious.
No, I
yeah.
don't think I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
He does give CCD though.
What is CCD? Is that the Christian daycare thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
What is the CC? Christian
my
Catholic
mom.
daycare?
My mom's full time job is she runs it at.
And
our
you don't know what the
church, and
acronym stands for?
It's something
Bingo.
catechesis. She's gonna be so mad.
Jamie, pull that
Cut
up.
this.
Yeah, Jamie.
yeah, Jamie, pull this up.
Is it Christian Catholic daycare? Or is that two
No,
different
it's not
daycare?
daycare because it's you go. It's like after school. After school, you go to school for an extra hour and then you learn about God.
Wow.
It's
Fraternity.
yes,
Wow.
of Christian doctrine.
Wow.
Yeah, they haven't changed anything. They
I
can't
got
even
it on
change the name
end.
of it.
Yeah, no, it's not.
So Xander, as this show goes,
Yes.
I would like to hear the hill that you're willing to die on.
Wait, I want to ask him about his content creation really quickly, and then I
You-
want to hear.
Grace,
can
this is
ask
your
me anything.
podcast.
I want
You're
you.
a woman in America.
No, but
You
I
can
do
do whatever
want
you
to.
want to do.
You're primarily a content creator. That's your
Yeah.
main background.
Mostly, yes.
Okay, when did you start doing that?
5 years ago.
Wow. Okay, so you've been in it for a while.
I've been doing like video YouTube stuff
When you
for
were-
like 10 years.
What?
Like since I
Yo,
was
do you know
like,
Mr.
13.
Beast?
No, no. Dude, that
Wait,
would be
are you
awesome.
PewDiePie?
Yeah, bro. Felix Kedliber.
Yeah, he has some crazy name.
I don't know his last name. He
Something
just
like
he just
Nordic.
PewDiePie just
Dude.
decided he's gonna stay in Japan. I
You're
saw
on,
that.
you're
video.
on point, dude. You're
As
about
he
to kill
should.
it. We don't know his last name. We don't. I heard yours. I can't say it again.
Yeah, I forget both your names.
That's
No, I'm
good.
just kidding.
That's good.
No,
Don't remember them.
I'm joking.
It's not worth remembering.
So how is the beginning of content creation? Because what's interesting about the three of us is the two of us are backgrounds as comics.
Yes.
Your background
Stand-up.
is the content creator, and now we're trying to.
Yeah, we're
I
trying
know.
to make
Switch
this
over.
what
I'm
you're
trying.
doing.
I'm trying to take what you guys
We're
did.
trying to take
Right.
your job.
I know.
We're trying
Please
to-
do.
The
I
grass is in fact greener.
really.
No, it's pretty brown on both sides, but
Yeah.
I do think there's more money on yours.
I think so too, but it also is like it's the issue is you don't get seen as a real comic.
yes.
And you also don't feel comfortable calling yourself a comic, which I think is valid. Like unless
Sure.
you do stand up, like I guess you could be like a comedy writer, but you couldn't be a comic unless
Yeah.
you like actually do
Yeah.
stand up
But-
or do performances in some way. And it's tough because you're like, oh, like I make funny videos, and everyone's like, oh, you're a comedian. It's like you can't say it. I can't say
Yeah.
it. I don't feel at least I
Yeah.
don't feel comfortable saying it.
Yeah.
It's
Not
like
yet,
calling
but in
yourself a
due
New
time.
Yorker, where it's like,
Yeah.
well, I guess, but
Yeah.
But New Yorkers are like, you're not a New
Yeah,
Yorker.
yeah.
Yeah.
You'll get that.
everyone wants to police everything though. Like I feel like I'll look at like I don't know if you feel this way, Jack, about having like curly-ish hair or like wavy hair, but there's people online who are like girls will post videos of like, here's how I style my curly hair, and it's like you should be in jail for thinking you have curly hair. And
Really?
It's like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's yeah.
But you also, I'm sure, receive insane comments on TikTok and Instagram.
All the
and things.
time.
Yeah.
All
we
the
were
time.
talking about it last episode.
What do you guys
some
get?
of
What are the
craziest
comments?
shit.
What's
Oh,
like the comment you guys get usually?
The most
podcasting
often-
equipment should be more expensive.
Yep.
Hopefully the tariffs affect podcast equipment. Like, wow, straight people with a
Wow.
microphone are really a plague.
Yeah.
The one I
That's
liked
tough.
a lot were like, you're very lukewarm.
Wow, mediocre. I could
Yeah.
I could love it or
I
I
said,
could hate it.
listen,
Yeah.
you should spend time with us. We are pretty lukewarm. As
If I
people.
never if
That's
I
the
never
vibe.
saw another clip, I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's-
you never
that'd be
know.
tough.
You
Yeah,
never
yeah.
know.
Like
It's
just three people of the same font.
I get
Sort of thing.
often I just get a haircut hippie,
nice.
which is like not that like I feel like it's not that
No, that's like a like
real?
Who's
No.
typing that?
I don't know, but it does bother me
How
for
do-
some reason.
How do they know how to
I-
use a phone?
Another one that I got is someone commented like you got fat. And I was like, I've been making videos for 5 years. Yeah, I don't look the same. I definitely I got fatter. Like, let's be honest. But
I think you were saying it.
I would say that like 17
yeah.
to 23.
I would hope you've
I'm
gained
gonna
a
look
little. I
different.
hope you put
I'm
on
gonna
a
look
little weight
different.
between 17 and 23. That's
I love about like people who have big podcasts, big platforms, whether
Us, yeah.
comedy or content creation, they act like they don't read the comments or they don't like get affected
Yeah,
by them.
no,
and
I'm
I'm
reading
like,
every one.
yeah.
yo, every
Yeah,
single
it's-
one.
Every
it's
DM.
Crazy.
Every
it's crazy.
one.
I see the
Yeah.
weird people in my DMs are like, do you want to be a cash piggy or something like that? And I just don't. I read them. I don't block them.
Right.
I just let them
Then
come
you
in and I
think
go,
about it,
this
you're
is
like,
weird.
Do I want to be a cash piggy? Listen. It's
I
good
don't
to
know how
have
much
that
money-
opportunity in your back pocket.
Would you be a cash piggy? I actually don't know what it is.
And you're like, are you calling me fat, dude?
Yeah,
I know.
Like, what?
I know.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't weigh the same I did when I was a senior in high school,
I know.
but I would be.
I don't
a
have that
cash
hot
piggy.
bod.
I will say though, the route that you've taken is much more, it's much better than the route we are now trying to take, because like starting as a content creator and building a platform and
Yeah.
then branching off to learn comedy basically
Yeah.
is just so much more
Yeah.
like a path to success than it is the other way around.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, like I'm working on a 35-minute special of comedy that no one's gonna see.
Yeah.
I
okay,
won't even
that's
watch
true.
it, and I.
Yeah.
I
And
know
she
it's
might
real.
open.
And all your friends
Yeah.
have seen all the jokes, so they're gonna come and
You
not.
have
Right,
it
but that's
open.
Yeah,
another
they've
thing.
seen
With,
him 80 times.
but that's another thing with comedy is like I don't post jokes on Instagram because it's material that I can't.
Yeah, you need to
I don't want to burn.
Yeah.
I feel like I
yeah.
hear so many comics on podcasts talk about that.
Yeah.
And it's nice for me because I'm like, I can just claim that this was my
Yeah.
joke.
Yeah.
And then I can go into stand up and no one's seen,
Yep.
most people haven't seen the video and I can do the same joke.
Right.
Just like alter like, oh,
Yeah.
there's this joke in this video, this character, just turn it into like a joke for stand up.
Totally.
And then
Right.
Totally.
it's a safe way.
So
But for you
just
guys,
like-
it's like your whole material.
Yeah, creating a platform first is like what better way to just get opportunity to get on shows and stuff because they're like, oh, this person has so and so and
Yeah, you'll have followers, so you'll
Right.
bring on like a certain.
But like my
amount.
Instagram, our
I
Instagram,
think there's challenges both ways though, because I feel like I was talking to a friend of mine about this who she started as a content creator as
Yeah.
well. And she's like, I have TikTok humor. So I'm used, and she's like, you don't realize that certain things that are a
Yeah.
joke that work on TikTok won't work as stand up
Yeah.
and vice versa. Like I'll
Yeah,
have jokes that
for
I'm like,
sure.
well, this doesn't really work at the mics. Like rather than throwing it away, maybe I'll make a video of me being like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Did you guys think about
Yes.
this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but then my friend that I was talking to, she was talking about a bit and she was like, yeah, it's not a stand up bit because stand up, you need to be like, oh, but and here's the punchline.
Yeah.
And on a TikTok, that comes off as like almost disingenuous. That almost comes off as like fake. I feel like to be like so written and so
No, I
joke.
agree. People are into improv. or
Yeah.
whatever. That's like the.
Yeah, and
but
like
that's,
really
that's why
natural.
comedy
all
is
those
successful
people.
is because people think it's on the
Off
on,
the
on
cuff, yeah,
on
and
the
it's
cuff,
not.
but it's
Yes.
obviously
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
It's a
It's a
manipulation
peer
tactic. Even
system.
crowd work.
Totally.
Even
Yeah.
crowd work is the more you see it at a high level, you're like, oh, this isn't random at all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Completely.
It's all manipulating responses to get you into something that you've had written down for years.
Yes.
Yes.
But what's interesting too is like about like just from my experience of seeing LA comics and seeing like content creators first do stand up, there is such a drastic change of what is funny
Yeah.
that works
Mm.
online and on stage. Because I'll say like if any advice, and I would love advice on creating content, but any
Yeah.
advice when it comes to doing stand up is like don't even see yourself as a content creator. See yourself as somebody who wants to learn how to do stand up.
Yeah.
Because the most powerful comics are like Theo Von, who was a big content creator before. Like he was a
Yeah,
known
yeah.
guy, then
Mhm.
did stand up. It's like when you destroy that ego and basically force yourself to learn from the bottom and not think that you are anything,
Yes.
then your comedy is its own entity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
genuine
then
or whatever.
you also are this content creator. And those dudes are the fucking dudes that you're like, God damn. Like that's
I
And
didn't even think of
women.
that,
Swiss
yeah.
Army knife.
And women.
Dude is like a they them thing. It's everybody.
Yeah.
I do. I like
dude as
Yeah,
a.
I
as
do
a-
dude.
I do dude,
as
dude.
a every
Yeah.
all
encompassing.
all genders,
encompassing.
dude.
All
All
encompassing.
encompassing.
Yeah, that's
dude.
like
Happy
Kristen
Pride.
Stewart. That's how it's dude. That's
Yes.
all it is. Okay, so we did bring you on here to tell us your hill to die on.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm ready.
This is funny because I just did another show that they were like, oh, what's your hill to die on? And then she was like,
Okay, are they?
Wow, that's
do
perfect.
you like
Yeah,
them
but we
more
were
than
around
us?
first though.
you guys were around first.
Yeah, we were.
It's like one of those dating shows.
Did you
my
find
hill to-
love?
I didn't.
All
Last time
right.
I did a dating show went really bad.
Well, I
Moving on.
put a pin in that.
We can tell that later. I really want to name my son Fox
Because of the character?
from
Wait,
the
I love it.
X-Files.
No.
No, I want to name him Fox.
Wait, I love this.
Okay.
I'm
Thank
totally
you.
on
You
board.
might be you're the first
Wait,
woman
here's
to
the
be on
thing.
board.
You have to say your last
Yeah,
name
okay.
again. Say the full name.
So my full
From
name,
the first
my
one.
son's full name would be Fox Favazza.
That's so good.
I love alliteration. I'm down with it.
Thank
I'm
you.
so in.
Thank you.
But what's
Wait,
the?
what's
I
the what?
pitched
Why
this-
are people anti?
They're like, you want to name that's a dog's name. They're like,
Sure,
casual,
sure.
it's
So is
Fox.
Sam.
So is Apple.
They hate it. Like every girl I
Wait,
ever tell
you say
hates
Apple?
it. They laugh
Apple's
at
Gwyneth
me.
Paltrow's child's name, and it's like
Right,
because
because she's a famous
fruit.
moron
named
that named their
Apple?
kid a
He's
direction.
gonna be famous.
Sorry, who is named Apple?
Gwyneth Paltrow has a kid named Apple.
Apple Paltrow.
You can name your kid Fox. Come on.
Apple, Grace.
Apple.
Apple.
It's, I don't
Yeah,
think
but
Paltrow's
famous
the last name,
famous people
right?
can get
Isn't
away
Gwyneth
with that.
Paltrow's?
Yeah.
Famous people
Jamie-
can name their like.
Northwest, whatever.
With Apple and not Fox.
Oh, I think
Apple?
Apple's
Do you-
worse than Fox.
Apple.
Jamie, you
Fox
have a
is
problem
cool.
with. You have a problem with Fox.
Do you have a
Because
problem with
I
Fox?
brought this up in our office and it was hated unanimously. There was not a single person on my board. Men and women are
I'm
never on
completely
board.
on
with
board.
me.
I think that's a very
Thank
cool
you.
name. I think if your name was Fox, mine would be really cool. Fox Lobo.
Fox. That's
Lobo
sick.
means
That
Lobo
is
means wolf in Spanish, so it'd be Fox
Like,
Lobo. That would be
Yes,
sick.
I think
Wolf
it's
Fox.
I think it's a weird name, but when I was growing up, I wanted to name my kid Jermichael. So like, who am I to say?
Yeah.
And you can ask anybody in my family. It's always been Jermichael
How do you
Melly.
spell Jermichael?
J-E-R,
that an actual name?
capital M-I-C-H-E-L. There was a football player in the early 2010s called Jermichael
Jermichael.
Finley.
Yeah.
He was a 6'6" black dude.
I was
And I'm
gonna
not
say
saying like,
your
is he black? I'm
Jermichael would
saying
be
that
the
dude is
first
black.
white Jermichael.
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to just have the most
You would be the first white German.
NFL
Yeah,
names. Yeah. Just Jermichael
I think
Melly.
Fox would be a sick name. If
Yeah,
your
thank
name
you.
was Fox,
What's his nickname? Foxy?
He's just Fox.
Foxy Brown?
No, you can't. Here's the issue. Here's where people
Sure,
are like,
sure.
Is it
you're
a
gonna
girl?
lose
It has to be a boy.
It's got to be a guy.
Okay. Do you have a
Because it
girl
can't be a
name?
girl. Because
Fox
that's
is
weird.
too
That's
sexual for a
gross.
girl.
And
That's
like, I
weird,
don't want
yeah.
to name my daughter Fox. And because then she's gonna get named Foxy.
yes,
And
I
also
agree.
the kid is gonna get called Foxy too. So like that's where you
No,
go
but Foxy's
into
cute for like a
Guy.
boy kid. It's just
Yes.
not for
A
girl.
boy kid.
Sorry,
A boy
I don't know. I was
child.
like for a little boy, and then I was like, that sounds weird. I don't know.
yeah.
For a boy child.
For a boy child.
Yeah.
But the reason one of the main reasons I want to do it is because like my name is Xander,
Sure.
which I think is cool.
yes.
And I always had a cool name.
Plus
right?
it has an X in it.
It has an X.
Like
It's got a weird
Fox.
letter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's cool. I'm like, I want my kid to also have a cool name.
Fox
So I was like,
Favazza
Fox
is
would
so
be awesome.
cool.
On top of that, I'm named after a TV show character. You guys ever seen Buffy the Vampire
Shut
Slayer?
up. My favorite show of all time. Obviously, I know. Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So I'm named after Xander Harris.
obviously. Yeah, I'm
Is his name?
very well aware of Xander Harris.
That's what my parents named
Have
me
you ever
after.
seen the show?
No, I liked girls
Have you
growing
seen
up.
Have you seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Yes, it's a great show.
My roommate
Great
and I,
show.
2 years ago, my roommate and I watched every single episode,
Yeah.
and it was like I didn't get anything done for like 6
You like that
months.
Halloween episode?
The Halloween episode is one of the best
Banger episode.
The musical episode.
Yeah, great episode.
One of the best episodes of all time.
Yeah, he might as
You
well
might
get
be
off
the-
the pod right now. We're
I
just gonna
always think
chat about
I'm
Buffy.
like the youngest person to ever have watched Buffy the Vampire
Why do I
Slayer,
feel
but I
like the
think you
guest?
are.
I might be the
You
youngest
are.
person to know about it. We had the VH. I remember
yeah, I think Xander and I should do a podcast together.
we had a closet with just like all the VHSs of Buffy the
Hell
Vampire
yeah.
Slayer.
I was Willow for Halloween the other year, like 2 years ago maybe.
My sister was supposed to be named Willow.
That's Willow and Xander?
That was our two names, but then they ended up naming her Margaret after my great grandmother.
Also, Michelle Trachtenberg recently died. Very
She
sad.
did?
Do you know this?
No, you're telling me now for
Do you
the
know
first
Michelle
time.
Trachtenberg? Do you know who that is?
Dude, I've stopped
She's
listening.
in a lot of other stuff. You probably
5
know.
minutes
Jack
ago.
probably knows who she is because she was in Gossip Girl. She was an Ice Princess.
How did we get here?
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
My name.
Once
Oh.
we got into Buffy the Vampire. Anyway, sorry, I cut
Who
you
I
off
am.
because you
No.
really. I'm
My
a
identity.
huge Buffy fan.
Thank you. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So I think it would be cool, and like it comes back for me. It's like I love the X Files.
Yeah.
Mm.
So from the X Files,
These are
Fox
cool T-shirts.
would be awesome.
Or cool TV shows. Sorry. Wow. my
Yeah,
brain's not
it would be
working.
great on a T-shirt.
Can you
Fox
tell me-
Savazza would go hard on a T-shirt. Make those. That can be
We
your
should have
guys'
that
merch.
on all of our.
Do you guys sell
names.
merch?
Not
No.
yet.
Not
What
yet.
was
Are you
the
gonna?
idea that we had last episode?
I don't
Or last
remember.
week?
Do you remember?
I don't remember.
Oh. Greg's like, you ruined the momentum talking about Buffy.
Yeah, I know. He's gone.
The Adderall's wearing off.
Yeah. Okay, I like that a lot. Would it be it would be more after the TV show character than after
It's- it-
animal fox?
Yes, it'd be more after the TV show character. But it gets even sadder because
Oh,
I think
God.
it would probably tie to a little bit of like Fox from the Clone Wars. He's one of the clones
so
in
this
Star Wars.
is
The
now
Clone
you're
Wars.
getting into niche
Yeah.
things that I'm
now
yeah.
I'm going down a rabbit hole
You're
that
past my
you know. Yeah.
If you named a professional athlete, Greg would be like totally.
Yeah.
I couldn't even name. I could LeBron James.
There we go.
I would do it.
He's got
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
got one
LeBron
in the
Melly?
tank.
I actually don't.
Greg's
I don't know
name's
enough.
Jermichael and LeBron.
Jermichael James.
If
Yeah.
Jack, what were the names that I've pitched over the years?
I only remember Jermichael.
Jermichael's great.
At least you know it wasn't a lie.
And you said the Sixers won a championship.
Maury.
Yeah.
Maury Melly.
Okay,
I love alliteration.
When I was a kid, my dad is a huge Yankees fan, and there's a player, Don Mattingly, that he
Yes.
really wanted to name me Mattingly after.
Ooh, that would be
Oh,
cool.
that's actually a cool
That is a
name.
Okay,
cute name.
men,
That's not bad.
men love that. My mom was like, I'm named Grace after my grandmother.
Yeah.
So the battle was between naming me after Donnie Baseball, Don Mattingly, or my
A Hall of
maternal-
Famer or somebody
my-
nobody
yeah,
knows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
My grandma Grace has never
Oh,
been in the Baseball
she's
Hall of
gonna-
Fame. Yeah, yeah.
Her name is gonna
So-
die out.
But my dad met Don Mattingly when my parents were, I think they were engaged. And so like my mom was not, maybe they'd just been married. My mom was not pregnant or anything. They were not like about to have a kid. My dad met Don Mattingly on a plane and was like, hey, I just want to say I'm a huge fan. And I actually have a daughter named Mattingly because
lied?
my dad was so convinced he would have a daughter named Mattingly.
Your mom
at some
ruined
point.
his life.
Are you telling me he's out
That's
there?
why
Mattingly is
marriage
out
is
there
a
thinking
joke.
that there's a child.
Well, every time I've
named
met
after him.
Mattingly,
He's probably telling that
he
story.
probably does
Yeah.
tell that story. He's probably like, I have multiple Mattingleys.
I feel like there's
exist.
probably not a lot of Mattinglys out there, and
No.
that's probably the only time he's ever been given it.
I think
to,
it's
so
a
he's
nice
telling
name.
that story.
Mattingly Lobo.
That's pretty cool too.
Matting-
Well, Lobo is also a sick last
Thank
name.
you
It
so
is
much.
sick.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah.
I'm trying to write a joke about it right now because people recently I've been finding out people think it's a stage name because
Really?
it's a Spanish word and people are like, there's no way that's
Yeah.
your
Well, colonialization.
Sure, yeah. No.
You have the face of
we
colonizer.
were behind that.
Yeah.
Yes.
This color
Were the
scheme-
Irish colonizers?
No, they were
No.
colonized
They were
by
colonized
the British.
By the
Yeah.
British.
Yeah.
Who was?
Do you guys have beef
Irish.
with the? You
Yeah,
guys
they
have
probably
beef?
Yes.
deserve it.
Irish people.
What is your beef?
And thank you for considering me part of Irish people.
Are you not Irish?
No. Well, like I'm American, but of Irish
Yawn,
Yes,
descent.
of
dude.
Irish descent. for
But
sure.
but I don't know. They get weird about that.
They're Irish people. Who cares? They're like the least important people in the world. No one's fighting for Irish
You're apologizing
rights.
to Irish after this.
They're
This
not
is-
even real people.
I thought for this whole time we've done this podcast, I was like, Greg and I both obviously are of Irish descent. We were both, and
no,
Greg's
I'm Italian.
Italian.
Yeah,
I'm Italian.
I'm like
Shocked me.
I'm a normal
Really?
person.
I can see
That
why
doesn't
you
have
think
an
you would be
alcohol
Irish.
I don't
You look-
drink.
Because
Can I
of
tell
the
you-
what? Because of what?
Your stash, you look
But
like
why-
the
what color is
exact
it?
Boston guy.
He
Hey,
does look like the exact
A
Boston
wicked
guy.
smart over here.
Yes, you do.
It's a Boston there.
Yeah.
I've seen you in hundreds of dive bars.
Yes.
Hey, well, you actually may have.
Yeah. Did you live in Boston
Hundreds
at some
of
point?
Greg's a Philly guy.
I
Yeah.
was going
Philly,
to ask
baby.
that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, big
Yeah,
Philly
yeah.
guy.
Big time.
Okay, to get back to Fox, I think this is a great name.
Thank you.
I
I
think
appreciate it.
Underutilized. What's people's arguments for why not? They just think it's too.
They think it's stupid.
Okay.
They think
But both can
it's
be true.
dumb.
It can be stupid
I think
and
it can be
cool.
stupid, but also cool. Like I don't think that they're
Yeah.
seeing the whole picture. I
Sure.
think what they're seeing is they're seeing Fox. They think it's a pet name. They first think of like
What?
their daughter is going to be a girl, and they go, "That's gross. You don't want to name your daughter Fox." I'm like, "It's going to be
It's
a guy.
gonna be a boy.
It's gonna be a
I'm
idiot.
not having a kid if
And
it's
you
not
can
gonna
boy.
and you can
make
control that.
sure,
You can control
and
that,
I will.
obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will. I'm going to say this sperm boy."
Yeah.
But I really do think the issue for them is that like it just sounds weird. I don't know. They're not thinking like
No, I think it
see it
has
as like a
such a
superhero
nice-
name.
Yes.
Peter Parker.
It comes right off the tongue.
It's
Wally
alliteration.
West.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I
Alliteration's
mean? Like,
everything.
this is
Alliterative
That's
names
why
are
I would
good.
name a kid Maury Melly, Maxi Melly, any other cool athlete
Michael
that brings
Melly.
me happiness.
Jermichael James.
Jermichael
Yeah.
Melly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Change my last name. James.
Jermichael LeBron
Jermichael
James Melly.
Jermichael James Melly, Jam.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that dude's gonna be so hot.
He's gonna be so good at sports.
He's gonna be so good. He's gonna
Yeah.
be 5'8".
Oh, he's totally gonna be
5'8".
5'8".
that.
That's how tall
But
Greg is.
He's gonna be good.
Oh my god.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how he
Are you
gets
actually
stuff.
5'8"?
It's soft. It's hotly debated on the pod.
Really?
I'm around 5'7" to 5'8".
I'm 5'10". So
Okay.
Back
Your
Back
pod
to
now,
back.
sir. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
You guys
Sit
are both
down.
taller than me, so
how tall are you?
I'm like 5'5".
This is riveting.
Yeah, I know.
This is the first podcast conversation.
Yeah.
Keep this in.
Do you
Keep
have
this
any
in.
names you don't like?
Like people.
Also, if you have
Jermichael.
Fox, if you have Fox, you have let's
Fuck,
say
dude.
you have 3 kids.
Yeah.
You have Fox as your oldest son, obviously.
Once
He's your
I hit,
heir.
once I hit Fox, that's it.
But okay,
No more
you,
kids.
you
Yeah.
can't then have you can't have Fox and then you can't have like Jack after
I
Fox.
agree. So
You have to go Fox and then you have to go like
other
raccoon
cool names.
or something, or
Raccoon.
like
Nice,
or
that's what you
like,
did there.
sick.
or like
On brand.
thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Dolphin.
Rocket. I had okay.
Dolphin Favazza.
Rocket,
Dolphin
like
would be
the dude
cool.
from Guardians of the Galaxy,
Okay,
who was a
This-
fox.
This is gonna be
Bear.
crazy.
There's my cousin's name.
Bear.
Yeah.
Why is it called the Bear? By the way.
Yeah,
They
why
call it
is it
Bear
called
because
that?
Carmine Bearzano. Never mind. Piece it together. Okay. I
I love watching ADHD in real time.
I know. Okay, in my high school,
Sure.
there was a family. The last name was Power. They owned a dentistry.
Fuck yeah, that's an
Okay.
awesome name.
They had 2 kids. The mom and
Yeah,
dad.
sure.
I need you to guess what they named them.
Black and high.
Austin.
Yes.
Black would be good.
Yeah, naming a white kid Black Power. Like,
Yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah. That's the ultimate. That's the ultimate white guilt.
If anybody can
Yeah.
say it,
Yeah.
it's him.
Was either of those right?
No,
Okay, I want to guess Austin.
Austin Power, and
No.
there's two names.
So
Two
Austin's
kids.
one of them.
No, you ready?
Fire.
Penis.
Jet, and Rocket.
No.
Yo, Rocket Power is awesome.
No!
That's
If
so
Jet
funny.
and Rocket Power are watching, come on the spot.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So you were the same age as them,
No, they were younger than me.
What kind of school?
but
like,
there was a show called Rocket Power.
there was a school. Show,
There was a show.
but their parents probably
Yeah.
would have not known about Rocket Power. Those.
No,
What is the show called
obviously,
Rocket Power?
Obviously,
It was like
You
a
know- wow, that's
cartoon.
crazy.
wait,
like,
is that
It was
the
on
one?
Cartoon Network.
Rocket Boy?
No,
No.
it's called Rocket Power.
It was like they rode around on skateboards. It was like a Cartoon Network.
I don't know. I'm
Man.
not familiar.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna try to timeline it out.
Yeah.
To see if it was like that show was kind of
I
big
don't
when
think
you were
there
a
was
kid.
any inspo from
It was
that.
kind of
No,
been like
no,
I
no,
would
no.
say like it was like a
I think
Hey
they were like,
Arnold.
oh,
that
now
show
this would
came
be
out
funny.
when I was like 13.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
it would have been like when you were, I don't know, fucking
What was your
5 years,
primary like
7?
show as a child?
My show.
Yeah, what's your
SpongeBob.
favorite
I
to
was
watch?
huge into Gravity Falls.
That is.
I don't know what that is. Are you gay?
You want to know something though? The Gravity Falls community, a lot of them are gay. I am not gay though.
It sounds
but
gay.
Gravity Falls rocks. I can't recommend
I've
it enough.
seen it. I know of it.
It's really
Was
good.
it on? What
It's
was
a great show.
What was it on?
It's on Disney
Dis-
XD.
Oh, I'm familiar with Disney.
Disney
XD.
XD.
Yeah.
That. Okay, Phineas and Ferb was
One of the
another
greats. Phineas and Ferb.
one. SpongeBob for sure.
Okay.
And then Avatar for sure.
Okay. Avatar. I feel like everybody now is like, oh, Avatar is like a piece of art, and you need to watch it.
Oh yeah, no, it
yeah,
was great.
yeah, big
You
time.
watched that one? Did you watch Phineas and Ferb?
No.
Phineas
What?
and Ferb had among the greatest song parodies of any
Yeah.
show. Or not song
Ad-libbed.
parodies, but just like great songs.
What was
Yes.
like your inspiration to get into
Squirrel in my
creating
pants.
content? Like what was it that you grew up watching that you were like, I want to be like so and so or do that or like this?
Probably gaming videos online.
Yeah.
I've watched like a lot of like
Yeah.
video gamers.
Did you
or
stream
a-
at one point?
Like a little bit. I
Yeah.
did that. I watched like a ton of YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's always like YouTubers like Video Game Donkey. If you know any of these people.
No.
No.
No, I'm just gonna rattle off a couple names that
Yeah,
are
yeah.
crazy. But people like
We made
that.
a whole new audience for this.
Mhm.
I also like I was a very anxious kid,
Sure.
and I
Well, the
loved
bombs,
in terms of like
obviously.
loving comedy. I was a really, really, really anxious kid. And when I had like anxiety attacks, my mom would put on comedy to like try and calm me
Sure,
down.
sure.
And it would usually be like Conan. So I'd
Oh,
watch like a lot
yeah.
of Conan or like stand-up clips or like
Hell yeah.
comedians on Conan
The late shows
or
and
like
stuff,
late
yeah.
shows and stuff
Mhm.
like that. And
Yeah.
that's kind of how I was like, oh, I could be funny for like I would love to be funny like these
Right.
people.
And the content you make, you're like out in the world
Usually,
doing
yeah.
that, which is kind of like Conan Remote vibes.
What-
Yes, I'd love to do that.
That's-
Conan remotes are the best.
They are the
Yeah.
funniest videos
Yeah.
of all
What like
time.
comics do you remember? if
Loving?
any? Yeah.
To put you on the spot.
I mean, like I can't remember like back. I mean, Berbiglia.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a big.
Oh, I heard
big
you were
inspiration.
a little starstruck with
I was a
everybody.
little starstruck with Gary.
Yeah.
Gary
Which,
Simon.
if you knew him, gotta be the funniest thing. When Jack told me that, I was like,
really?
Gary?
Yeah.
Well, you got to think about it though, because like for
he
me,
and I
it's
went
like
to college together.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I've known him
He's the
since he was
most
18.
socially
Yeah.
conscious guy too. He's just like
I've known
you,
him
man.
since he was a freshman and I was a senior.
For context
So
of
it's
this
so
pod,
funny.
We should
they
have had him
invited
on. If
me-
we knew you were coming on, we would have surprised you.
Dude, here's for context for this for like your listeners here. I got invited to do a sketch, and I didn't know he was going to be there, and he was there.
This is
And
so cute.
I-
I'm
I know.
dying.
I love Gary and I love Mike, and I listen to Mike's podcast working out. I listen to it like all the time. And
Mhm.
Gary's
Yeah.
been on it twice, and he's
Yeah.
a young comic who's like moving up or
Yes,
whatever. And
yeah.
like when I see his two episodes, when I listened to the first one, I was like, this is really inspirational. Like, oh, like I could do this. Maybe I could go.
Gary
Oh.
being
And I
inspo.
listened. I was like, well, you have to keep in mind, like, I have no clue who this guy
Yeah,
is.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I
yeah.
get it.
I didn't at the time, so I was like, or like, I don't know him personally.
Right.
Like, I'm
Sure.
sure he's a great guy. Also,
He's awesome.
He's
literally awesome.
But I was like, listen to his advice really seriously, and then he had a second podcast. I was like, wow, like he's really great again. And I was like, this is such an inspiration. And then they invite me there to do this sketch, and he's there.
Mm.
I'm like, wow. So I do this sketch with him. Halfway through, I like made one joke, and he goes, oh, like that's a great joke if you did it like this,
Aw.
or you like change the stand up thing, like if you did it in stand up and you change this word to this word,
Yeah.
it'd be way better. I was like trying not to be like, yeah, no, thanks, man. Like,
Yeah.
it was so nice.
Thanks, Gary.
On the way back, I was like, oh, me and him leave at the same time. I'm like, where are you going? And he goes, oh, I'm going on the L. I'm like, oh, me too. And then we're walking, we're chatting. I'm like, oh, where are you from? He goes, like Connecticut. And he's like, oh, I do this. I just got passed to the Sarah. And I was like, I got to stop you. Like, I know everything.
Yeah.
I know your whole life, dude.
Wait, this,
I listened
like,
to 2 episodes. So I
warms my
told him, I
heart
was
so
like, dude,
much.
I really like your stuff, and congrats on the seller. So it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you got great
Gary's
advice.
the
You got great
best.
advice. and I
He is
appreciate it.
honestly a dude to root for. Like
Yeah.
he's just an absolute awesome
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
So like, I'm
It's so
glad
funny
that you got
'cause
to hang
we
out with him.
went to college together, and he used to be like my roommate that I live with now was on
Yeah.
the improv team at my college.
Yeah.
And we're older than Gary, so we were like the seniors.
Wait, we're older than Gary?
Yeah, you didn't know
He's
that?
like 26.
Oh my.
Gary was a freshman. Gary was a freshman when I was a senior.
How old are you guys?
I'm
28.
28, and so is Greg. Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Yeah, we're
it.
so old.
I can smell it. It smells like a
It's
nursing
like,
home.
how
It's
when I
gonna be
walk in
are-
here.
tough. It's gonna be
It's
tough
like, drop
standing
the
up out of this
skincare
chair.
routine.
Yeah,
'Cause,
seriously.
I know I am going to an orthopedist on Monday for my knees.
Don't say
That's,
that word.
that, wow, dude.
Don't ever say
You're
that out
ancient
loud
now.
again.
If you hear what it sounds like when I like bend my knees, it's not good.
We
Dude,
knew
I-
it was
I
gonna
have the
rain
same
today,
thing.
is what we're
Yes,
saying.
Yeah.
Yesterday we knew it was gonna rain.
Are you
today.
serious?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
That's
It's
a
like
thing.
pressure buildup or
That's a
something?
thing.
Okay, but this makes me feel so old because Gary and I were talking the other day, and he was like, my roommate that I live with, he doesn't do comedy anymore, but
Yeah.
he was like the president of the improv team when we were in college.
Okay.
And Gary was like, we're talking, he was like, how's your roommate doing? Like, whatever. Like, yeah, I used to look up to him so much. He's such a hero to me. And I was like, it's now so funny listening to you say that. I'm just like, where is this line of
You want to
like,
hear
Gary?
a fun fact about Gary?
Yes,
You
I
came
would.
to the table read. You did, right?
Yes.
Right?
And you want to know something?
Mm.
I didn't say a word to him. I left quickly.
When
I
you
didn't say
Gary,
a word to
Gary,
anyone.
if you're
wanna
listening, we
wanna
love
hear,
you.
Want to hear a fun little story about Gary?
Yeah.
He wanted
We
me
should
and
have-
Jack's autograph on the script, so we autographed
No,
the
you
script
did
for
not.
Gary. Yeah,
That is awesome.
he was the only one I
it
said
was
yes
really
to.
funny, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes.
But it was-
You were at
I
the
was honored to
reading.
go.
Yeah, he
I
was.
was. Yeah.
Mm.
And I just left immediately because I was like too awkward to speak to any real comics.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
That's the issue when you do like video stuff. You feel like
you're not. You don't.
you feel like you're not
this
in that
circle.
clique, and you aren't really.
But
Because
we
like
all
this-
want to have your
Nah,
level of
But listen,
social media
but you
clout.
are, because
Oh.
the comics that we surround ourselves with, the people that were there, like they're very good people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they are receptive to everything, because at the end of the day, we're just artists all trying to figure
Yeah.
out something that we have no idea what we're doing.
And you're so humble and like lovely. You're not like, yeah, and here I am running. Like you're literally so concerned about it. It's like, oh no, if you like
It's a
you're-
good sign, dude.
Yeah,
like,
I've known you-
stay
I've known you
concerned.
for 40
Wow,
minutes.
I'm
I'm like-
blushing.
I'm like, wait,
blushing.
he's the best. No.
Like we're like,
I'm like, you're a comic. You know the tiny cupboard is a bad room.
yeah. But it's a great room though. It's
But
but
it's
it's a
the
great room. It's
clouds are
also
if they
really
wanted to book me
beautiful.
anytime
They're
they
but
wanted,
it
they
is,
could have
honestly,
me.
like it really is a really good room.
And bleep when we say tiny cupboard because I'd love to do shows there again.
the showroom is awesome.
No, the showroom's awesome.
The showroom's great. The showroom's
But it doesn't
great.
look as good as the rooms up top.
Oh no, because they're not painted
Yeah.
as
because
well.
they're just
There's
honestly
some
more
dynamic
clouds.
in that.
We
More
need
clouds.
more. We need
More
more
Yes.
clouds.
And I need LEDs behind the clouds.
I do.
It makes it look like
And
light up.
I want a
agree.
stage.
Yeah.
Fine, I want a stage.
I
want
would.
it. I'll say it.
It's bullshit.
And bring the Bone Museum.
I
in there.
agree
Come
with
on.
whatever everyone else thinks.
Yes,
Also, I
completely.
hate. I don't know. Like I know like a lot of mics. Like, why do I have to pay?
Oh, all
I
mics
don't-
you have to pay.
I don't
yeah.
get it.
I don't know. A lot
Sorry,
of Brooklyn
like,
mics don't.
I know that like I feel like this
Go to
is
do
a-
bucket mics. Honestly,
do
if you're
usually do
off on
those.
Tuesday nights, come and we'll do Isola together.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I
wanna
don't
come.
I get that like
What?
people need to make their money, but like I
Yes.
actually have
Yeah.
no clue why on earth
Yeah.
people have to pay for a mic. I feel like everyone's a comic. Shouldn't this just be free for everyone
I
to
think it's
enjoy?
because the space.
It's Trump's
it costs
America,
money.
dude.
It costs money for the
Yeah,
space. It's
tariffs, tariffs on comedy.
It's Arizona.
as someone who
Oh.
manages mics, I think it's the space.
Yeah.
Come to Isola. It's a
I'd
really
love
really
to.
good time. Yeah. Dude, like, yeah, and if you ever need fucking advice on anything,
I would,
like,
I,
both
I
of
would
us are
actually.
here.
I asked.
Don't ask Greg.
Greg is fucking on fire
Greg
right
would love
now.
to give
all
you
right,
advice. Yeah.
I had, dude, I've been,
If I had Greg's confidence.
don't make me blow
Yeah.
myself on my own podcast.
If you could blow yourself on our podcast, the views would be.
If I would blow
Dude,
myself,
that clip would go viral.
if I could blow myself,
Viral.
Jaclyn would not know me.
It'd be. I'd be
Your mom's
self-sufficient.
gonna love
Yeah.
this episode.
Photosynthesizing.
It's called self-love, dude. Like
Yeah.
full circle. Well,
Yeah,
who was was
exactly.
it was not Adam Lambert. What was the dude that removed his bottom two ribs?
I feel
Jamie
like I've heard
Google it.
this.
Jamie Google it.
It's Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Manson.
yeah, yeah.
Kind of looks like Adam Lambert. Same vibe.
Yeah.
Who's Adam
I mean, they
Lambert?
both were.
American Idol season
I'm
2.
obsessed with you.
Why?
No,
Who is
he's
that?
I don't.
Adam
I'm
Lambert
not-
was on American Idol. He was like, and he still is like a singer, I guess. He's not really that popular anymore.
It doesn't make him not a singer. People don't know who
But
we
he's
are.
not like
but
a
I was
musician,
I was
or
too
he's not
busy
like a-
being gay and watching Gravity
Yeah,
Falls. I
yeah,
guess.
yeah,
I'm like, wait, you didn't see Ruben Studdard
Yeah.
season 1?
yeah.
I was big into American Idol.
Oh, same.
Mhm.
One time I got
Also,
in trouble
Last Comic
for calling
Stand 'Em.
too much.
Stand
Never
'Em.
watched that.
I never watched that, but I've seen
neither.
clips.
Yeah, I that's where I got introduced to a lot of people for the first time when it came to comedy for me, and now working at the Cellar, and I see them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, that's interesting. It's like
Yeah.
before I even knew anything.
Yeah.
I knew them.
Some of the stories that Jaclyn was telling me are just insane that
Insane,
you guys
yeah.
have. Do you also do like work at a comic club? Or
No,
what do you
no,
do?
I have like a full-time day job, but
Yeah.
I mean, it is, once you start doing comedy, it is funny how often you're just like,
In
oh my
front
God,
of
that
these-
person who I like, because before I started, I've been doing it for like 3 years. And
Yeah.
Before I started, there would be people I'd like see online. I'd be like, that person's really funny. Or like Netflix had this thing that came out like a couple years ago
Netflix
that was
is
like,
a joke.
no, it was they had this series that was like, there's called the comedy lineup, and there was another one called the stand-ups. And
Yeah.
it was like a list of comics who all did short sets, so like 10 to 20-minute sets,
Yeah.
which is much closer to what you actually see when you're like at a comedy club. And I remember watching it and being like so enamored with all of the comics. And now that I'm doing comedy, people that I've watched their set multiple times on that show are people that I know in real life who like,
Wow.
where I'm just like, it blows your mind sometimes where like,
it's like doable.
I don't know, like
whatever,
Kate Willett
achievable.
is a comic who had a set on one of those, and I thought she was so funny. Like totally knew who she was like, you're hilarious. And then like the other day, like I randomly, she followed me on Instagram.
Oh my
and I was
God.
like, what?
Yeah.
And
that
then
is
it
cool.
was like I had posted a reel, she must have seen it, and now like I think
Did
she's
you
doing my
DM
show
her?
next month. I DM'd her and
Oh
we
my
like
God.
I wanted to have her on my show most recently. She couldn't do the date, but it's like, yeah, now we like talk and follow each other on Instagram. And I'm like, you're
That is so
someone that
cool.
like maybe 6 years ago I watched you do stand up on Netflix and was
Yeah.
like, you're awesome. And now I like, and there's so many people like that where it's just like, you all of a sudden are like, oh my God, and I've made this happen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like, it'll happen. You're
Who are you guys inspiration?
Oh, that's
Do you guys
so
have
good.
anyone?
Best
Pick
selling is
three.
Best
Pick
selling
three,
is my
pick three.
number one absolute favorite comic, and
Yeah.
I don't think enough people who aren't like. I think she's such a comics comic,
Yeah.
and especially like a female comics comic. Like girl comics I talk to are always like love her.
Yeah.
So many people I know who aren't as into comedy haven't heard of her, and I'm like, genuinely, I think is one of the funniest people alive.
Great review.
I'm a big Jordan Jensen fan as well.
Jordan's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I would say like
she's someone we know in real life.
for doing comedy for me is a little bit different because I started when
it's
I
me.
was
I'm
at
his own spell.
when I was at the cellar.
The answer.
So like no,
I'll give you an
yeah,
answer.
1, 2, and 3. But like when I started working at the cellar, I was meeting all of these people.
Yeah.
And then I started doing comedy at that time. So it's like as long as I've been doing comedy, I've
Yeah.
known everyone
Yeah.
in that like in a bigger
Even
space.
Gary.
Dude, yeah.
But my favorite 3 comics for sure. The one comic who is number 1, Kevin Hart, because I'm
Yeah.
from Philly. When I was
Yeah.
like 11 years old, 12 years old, I went to the movie theaters and I saw his first special.
Yeah.
And I was just like, we
In the
can do
theater?
this. Yeah. I was
Wow.
like, I didn't know that was a career option. So that he's the inspiration to me to ever wanting to do comedy. But like nowadays, it's like my favorite comic ever right now is Greer Barnes,
Yeah.
who is just like an illusionist, dude. Like it's magic. Like he does stand up in a way that nobody in the world has ever done it. Like he just, it's like, he's to me just the most brilliant mind. And then, I mean, number 3, I would probably say Dan Soder,
Yeah. He's really funny.
who has
Yes.
shouted me out twice on 2 separate
What?
pods. 'Cause
That is so cool.
We had a really cool story together at the cellar. And he's a great dude, but he's just like the funniest guy to me.
Yeah.
He's just like absolutely hilarious. But it's like a revolving door a lot. I have like a top 10 that I
Yeah.
see, but
I think that's I feel like that's kind of how it always is.
comedy's weird for me too because it's like I can't run away from it. Like
Yeah.
it's my job.
like you're
It's
in it now.
what I'm doing when
Yeah.
I'm not at work. It's like avoiding burnout is difficult, but it's like, oh, I've been doing this for 3 years and I'm not burnt out and I'm seeing 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
I
That's
think
a
I'll
lot.
be safe when I don't have to work here anymore down
Yeah.
the line.
Yeah, no,
you
that's
know, it'll make it better. But it's dude, like it's tough, man. Like starting comedy, like so I understand the intimidation factor,
For sure.
but know that like my second week ever at the cellar, second week ever doing comedy,
Yeah.
I saw Louis C.K. come in,
Wow.
read from his notepad, and bomb his ass off for 20
Really?
minutes. Yeah. Bomb
Nice,
his
feel
ass
great.
off. And it's not like a Louis bomb where everyone's laughing, just not hard. He
Yeah,
bombed
yeah.
his ass off. And he was acknowledging his bomb. And I was like, oh, this is going to happen to me for the rest of my life.
Yeah, watching people who
And
are
that's
good bomb
really,
is-
really
I-
valuable.
I agree. I feel like so good when I'm like hanging out with comics and they like screw up and like the same way I would like trying to tell a joke and it bombs and they're
Yeah.
like, fuck. It's
Yeah,
like,
but
that
it's
makes me
just,
feel
dude,
so
it's
much
fucking trial and
better.
error. Like
Yeah.
you know, Shane Gillis's most recent special.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it, but it's
Yes.
just an example to like somebody who I've seen him work on that special for a year and
Really?
some change.
Was he? How often was he in the cellar?
You
Like,
came a lot. It was
Yeah.
before he moved to Austin, Texas. Was
Yeah.
Beautiful Dogs, and so I saw that whole special in the build up of it. But then
Yeah.
to see the special, I'm like, dude, that shit doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Like that's a
took him a year.
constant tweaking and the trial and error. So like comedy is just like fucking up. It's perseverance more than it is anything else.
This
Yeah.
is our motivational speech now.
Yeah, right.
podcast.
This is great.
It's
Yeah.
self-awareness, dude. It's just like learn yourself and know what it is about you that's funny and why would somebody want to listen to Xander, a 23-year-old white guy, you know?
Yeah, but then it's like I would totally listen to this.
Oh, thanks.
He
Yeah.
wants to name his kid Fox.
Yeah,
That's
I think
crazy.
it's a great bit. I
It
don't
is.
know,
It's a-
maybe.
it's a fun
Maybe
name.
there's a bit there.
It's a fun name.
It's a good name, I think.
Jack.
Oh, my inspo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. When I was younger, first person I saw was Sarah Silverman.
Yeah, she's hilarious.
And I loved her, especially I saw her at like a benefit for like troubled kids.
That's why she was there.
And
Yeah.
she was doing all these abortion jokes at the benefit for troubled kids, and they were bombing. But me and my friend in the back were just like laughing our asses off, and I just thought that was awesome because she doubled down.
Yeah.
I love Lisa Traeger,
She's so funny.
and I don't want to steal Greg's answer, but I love Dan Soder too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan's great.
He's good. I love his cadence of speaking too.
Yeah.
He's just got a good voice. He's got a voice that like you listen
He's
to,
someone
you know
who
what
was on one of those like comedy lineup things too, where
Yeah.
it was like I think that was the first time I saw
Yeah.
him, and like
I mean-
Nikki Glazer was on one of those. It was all people like
Also, too, is like once you learn that these dudes, like you just learn about this person, but this person's been doing comedy for 18 years.
yeah.
It's very rare you see somebody really succeed in a short period of time. Like, I mean, like a name drop of Tommy Brennan, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know if you know who Tommy Brennan is, but he's 28 years old. He's my
Yeah.
age, 28. And he was just on the Tonight Show like last night.
Wow.
And he's only been doing comedy for 7.5 years, which is just like,
It's funny though, because also
It's a long
like
time.
that
It's-
sounds
but
like
it's-
such a long
but
time.
it's like
though.
Third of my life.
Yeah,
it's-
it's not. It's not a long time.
but
Yeah,
it's literally
yeah.
nothing. It's nothing. And he is just an absolute killer. And I'm just like, damn, like that's an outlier. You know what
But
I mean?
he's another
Yeah.
person where like I had seen his clips on Instagram, I think when he was living in like Chicago maybe.
Yeah.
And then like a year ago, like we were on a show together. And it's just like
Yeah, and Tommy's also just a great dude. Like
Yeah,
something
no,
too is
just-
like so many of the more
so many
successful
people are so
people
nice.
are
Yeah.
so nice because that you start weeding out the people who are just like kind of assholes and dicks at this level.
Do you guys view what like I do, like content creation stuff, as a cheat code? Because I feel like I see comics that view it as like, hey, they got into the stand because they had this many
yes
followers.
and no.
We hate you.
No.
No, we do. I think if a comic, if a
Yeah,
true
okay, yes,
comic
that's
would
true.
be
No,
lying
would
to
hate
you if
my
they
ass.
told you
I
they
agree.
didn't
There's
hate
a lot
you.
of
And I get
comics.
it.
There
Like-
are a lot of content creators who do. I may regret saying this, but there are a lot of content creators who also do stand up, and
And
it
are
is
terrible
and
at
are
it.
terrible at it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think it's frustrating because you'll be like, anybody could have done that spot better than you. Like with like.
But the thing is, we're angry because we are jealous.
We want
Yeah.
that. So yeah,
I
it's
want
like
a platform.
completely.
It's the only dude. A platform is the most powerful fucking thing in the world. Look at
Yeah.
Trump.
It really
he won
is.
an election on a platform. The motherfucker
Yeah.
was never a politician.
He's having
he
his
was a
military
TikToker.
birthday parade
no-
today.
I'll also just like to notice
Yeah.
at the time of this filming, none of us are at that.
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah. I'm
Trump-
using
but
my
Trump-
platform
I
for
should
good.
be. I
But,
should be.
but Trump was a TikToker who got a Netflix special.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Trump is a
that's
TikToker,
literally
yeah.
what it was. But it's like he won,
Yeah.
and everybody was jealous.
Yeah.
And
I was
everybody-
jealous of how he won.
Everybody wanted to
Like,
win.
I can win by
People
being
wanted to
racist?
win.
You could beat a girl.
And they
Come on.
lost,
He
yeah.
only beat a girl 2 times. It's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're jealous. I mean, I wish that
definitely jealous of
I
Trump,
took more
yeah.
of an effort into the content creation side of it than the joke writing side of it.
We're
but
both
it's-
trying to do the content thing now, and it's
Yeah.
hard and it's so cringy.
What do
to
you guys
come at
find
it.
hard about it?
I mean, I
Not
think
in not in a mean way, but like what
No,
do you
no,
like
no,
find
no,
like an
that's
actual
a good
challenge?
You're like,
question.
no, it's hard.
Hard.
what like it's
I
Harvard,
wake up,
but
I
like
wake
it's
up-
hard.
I create
I live
content.
and breathe POV.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it feels so crazy to take my phone and be like, "Hey guys, so I was thinking
Yeah.
about the fact that like," and it's
Yeah.
like, those are videos people want to watch.
I think
know.
also it's the intimidation factor of starting something.
Yeah.
Yes, it's embarrassing
Yes.
to do anything when you don't have a. I mean, even starting stand up.
Or you don't feel qualified to do it. That's
No,
how I feel
and-
about stand up.
I feel
Like,
trust
am
me,
I qualified?
Mine is not a lack of qualification. Am I not funny enough? I don't feel embarrassed. I feel like I'm good enough to do it. Like
Yeah.
mine isn't a
We all
confidence
know,
thing,
yeah.
but it's more of like I'm too
My ego goes
busy.
through the roof.
Yeah, I'm too busy working on my material that it's like I'm focusing on stand up always.
Yeah.
And I work at a very old fashioned place where they focus on the material. They're not
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah,
And one of my
Yeah.
favorite stand up comics ever is Ethan Simmons Patterson. He's a 30-year-old
he's
dude
so funny.
and he
Yeah.
does not have Instagram.
But he's the
Wow.
only person who
Respect.
I think could do
Yeah.
not have Instagram.
But
like
you know,
I feel like
if
that's
one person can do it, I
there's-
think anybody could.
I guess, but like I just don't. I
Yeah,
don't know.
no,
if-
I
like
think
I
you're
don't
right.
think you or I could just not have Instagram. We're
No.
not funny enough. Like
No.
he's.
But I was
He's
watching his,
funnier than us.
I was watching his clips 8 years ago, 10 years ago from where he was, where we are at now, and he was not. It was very inspiring. 'cause
That
the
is also
mistakes he
crazy
made-
because you watch people get better, and you like. I think it's one of.
It's
I think
fucking work
believing
ethic.
that you can
It's
get
like
better
the
at
ability of
something-
writing 4 hours a day is
Yeah.
fucking absurd what some of
Yeah.
these dudes do when it becomes
Yeah.
their full-time job. But content creation is the same thing. It's not just
It takes so
riffing
much
in front of a
time.
camera. unless you see a yellow Hummer that happens to match a video. But just like that's a shot in the dark type of video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And
It's
then,
called
and then
research,
that-
Grace. You might want to look that
And
up.
then
Sorry.
and you don't even say a word, and it's not even your joke, and you play someone else's Family Guy clip, and you get 300,000 likes, and you're like, "Fuck!" Like I'm just.
But that's awesome.
But
Like,
yeah.
what would I give for 300,000? The way that 300,000 likes translates into like dollar amounts versus like me getting like a huge laugh translates into $0 or maybe like one free beer. It's
Yeah.
like what?
Yeah, or a compliment.
I think though
Yes,
that for
Which is priceless, by the
Mhm.
way.
for us, it's like it's so nice. Like as someone who's done it on, who's done videos online for so long, the first time that I ever showed a video, like it's so nice to hear people laugh. 'Cause
Yeah.
all you see is a like.
Yeah.
So like I made like a long, like a 3-minute sketch,
Sure.
and I made it. And I was like, this is really funny. I
Yeah.
feel great about it. And I was like, I will not. I can show it to my friends, but like they're gonna laugh a little bit. But you never get to hear like a crowd laugh. Or be like, am I
Yes.
really getting people to laugh? Or
Completely.
am I just getting them to breathe out their nose a little bit and hit like?
Sure.
And I did this films festival, and I played the sketch, and it
Uh-huh.
killed.
yeah.
And I was
Oh, I
like, oh
love
my
that.
God, this is what it would feel like to do stand up. I need
Yeah.
to buckle down, because it's like to write that joke and to hear people laugh and have that instant response rather than waiting an
Completely.
hour for like 100 likes. It's like,
But that's
You know what I
also
mean?
the extremity, because like you post the thing, nobody doesn't like nobody likes it, and you're like, oh, I guess nobody liked it. But when
Yeah.
you're doing stand up and you're up there and you're dying,
yeah, you got to buckle down and be
you're
like,
like
they
these
better
people
like it.
don't not even think I'm funny. They don't like me.
Wait,
Yeah,
I
as
feel
a
like
human.
stand-up bombing. Like if I tell a joke and it doesn't bomb, I'm like, okay,
It
I'm
does
up here,
bomb or doesn't?
it does bomb.
Yeah.
I'm up here for 10 minutes. You guys didn't like that, but it's happening live. I'm looking at your face. I still have like a chance to pivot and turn this around.
Is that something you've always felt?
More
That's
so
much
than
easier
posting
now.
online though. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like because also when you're doing stand-up and you have a joke that doesn't work well,
Yeah.
you then can be like, that room, unless you're doing like, this is why performing stand-up for people you know is so much more nerve-wracking than for
Yeah,
strangers.
totally.
Because like when you do it in front of people you know, it's like these people will never see me again. It doesn't like matter. So versus like a TikTok or an Instagram where it's like that is going to stay there, and you're like, yes, I can delete it, but like people can go back and watch it. Someone can send it to a group chat and be like, "LOL, remember Grace Lobo from high school? What the fuck?"
But who
Yeah.
cares?
You
no,
can
and
also-
that's the getting
but-
over that. Who
Yeah.
cares?
yeah,
of,
because like my thing with online is you send it out, you never have to see it again.
but it's still
Yeah.
there
But
online.
so is like
Online.
photos of you when you like were different when you were in
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
When you were skinnier. When
Yeah.
You started making videos
Well,
when you were
not for me.
17.
And then when you get
know?
fucking
And then
fat
you
because
get
you're
fat,
23,
and you get fat and old.
you're
and
out
everyone
of
wants to comment
shape.
that you gain a lot of
and
weight.
you
Yeah.
want to overcompensate with
Everyone
a
make sure you
mustache to
comment
make
on
your
our
jawline look
podcast.
better.
What
I
do you
literally
think
did that.
Yeah.
I like 100% honesty. I have this mustache because I think I'm gaining weight. But I was like, but I think if I have the
It makes
mustache,
you look
Yeah.
I'm gonna
skinnier.
look a little skinnier.
Yeah.
Just
And
do
it totally
just lean
works.
into
You're
the
100%
Italian
right.
Yeah.
thing.
Like,
yeah,
But deep
Yes.
down, everybody really knows what it's for.
Everyone's like,
you know,
he's
and
getting
everybody's
a little
gonna
pudgy.
talk about it when
yeah.
he leaves.
But if you're clearly Italian, you're doing the Italian thing now.
I know.
I
know. I need to like, but I'm like not skinny enough to be hot wearing a wife beater. You know what I mean? I'm like,
No, I actually think you can't be too skinny to wear a
I'm
white
built
beater.
like if butter became a real boy.
But
you
I
know what I mean?
love
Like,
that.
it's
Yes,
like
yes,
not-
there you go.
yes.
Open up your stand up with
Yeah,
lookalike jokes.
boom. That's a
good
winner.
opener.
That's I'm telling you, that's step
Yeah.
number one of a good set is open up with lookalikes.
Yeah.
What's
Mhm.
your look like?
Oh, I used to have a million when I was like had the mustache.
I never have look like.
Jack, what other? I don't. What else do I have? I had like the undercover cop stuff. Yeah.
One of what comics will usually see me in an audience. Like I've been to a couple shows with like some of my friends,
Sure,
and I went to a show Michael Che at the stand.
sure.
I was in the front row. Okay, Michael Che points at me and he goes, "Duke lacrosse player."
Oh my God,
You
though.
do look
but
like
that
you
is
dodged
exactly
the case.
yeah,
Every other comic.
yeah.
Anytime I'm like in a group,
Yeah.
they all always are like date raper. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, you do look
You
very
do have
untrustworthy in a
the-
bar. I wouldn't
think-
leave a
I think
beer
it's
with
just
you.
because like it's like white boy
with a
lacrosse
mustache.
with a
You
mustache.
have the,
collared
you have the
shirt.
flow
You
kind
have
of
a collared
hair.
shirt with
yeah.
panties that you were worried
Yeah.
about if they were wrinkly or not.
I actually almost changed, but I didn't want to change because Jaclyn had already seen me today. And I was like, that'd be pathetic if I changed for this
Oh,
podcast.
yeah, you guys have already
How
seen each
unconfident am I if I
Wait,
have
I
to
like
change
your
outfits?
outfit though. I'm into the
Thank
outfit.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a quick story. Do we have time or?
Yeah, and then apologize after.
All right, so
Yeah.
I do have a quick story I want to end on just as a lookalike, and Che's involved. So I'm at the cellar, right?
Yeah.
And one night there was Dave Chappelle was on stage, and Michael Che was on stage, and they were bumping mics. And I went to the bathroom, and on my way back from the bathroom, Dave Chappelle interrupted Che and pointed at me and was like, "Hey yo, that white boy gives big Eminem energy." And so I'm like, yo, the place is going nuts. It's me and like 30 black comics. I'm dapping them up, right? I'm doing handshakes I've never learned before.
Yes.
I was just like innately just killing it. They were like, yo, Melly, that's huge, blah, 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 blah. I went upstairs. I told Jaclyn, who also worked with me at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, told her the story. And I was like, yo, what color M&M do you think he meant?
Are you serious?
Yeah, like dead serious. And she was like, the rapper.
The
Do you tell that story?
white
So
color?
when I
You
first
gotta tell
started,
that
when I
story.
first started comedy, I told that story.
That's so fucking
And she was like, the rapper, and I was like, damn, like, yo, I thought he was gonna mean like the green one,
Yeah, the sexy
Yeah,
green.
that-
sexy
the
green
really
M&M.
skinny,
Yeah.
the skinny tall
the,
one.
the
Slutty M&M?
seductive one. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I thought I was getting at it.
Huge M&M energy.
Yeah.
energy. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow,
That's funny.
that's
Yeah, it was fun.
powerful.
Yeah, but
Damn,
Time
should we
for
apologize?
apologies, yeah.
You have been a lovely guest. I'm literally delighted that we
Really?
had you.
Thanks,
as a
guys.
guest.
I
This
kind
is
of hate
awesome.
how much I like you
I'm
Oh, I
obsessed with
appreciate
you.
it.
because it took you so long to follow me on Instagram. I was like,
Wait,
hey,
okay,
dude.
tell our listeners. Yeah, you guys, I do want
literally-
to say
we met. This is my first time meeting. I had no
Well,
clue what
I-
this pod was really about.
Did we
Yeah,
did we
no.
meet at the table read or no?
No, I left before because I was so
Oh,
nervous to
yeah.
talk to anyone. I was like, Jaclyn,
It's nice
it was
to feel
really
that
funny.
you're
Tell-
anxious.
Tell him I thought it was really funny, and then I left.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny. I like that.
I feel like I have better chemistry with you than I do with Greg, and I've known him for years.
Well, that's
so-
because Greg
Wow.
doesn't like you.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I have great chemistry with all you guys.
Yeah.
You know?
We
if
just-
you ever want to have me back on, I'd love to.
We
do
would
it.
we'd love
love
to.
to.
That's fun. We
Well,
would
you
love
live
to,
close
guys.
by. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you very well
Do
might.
you,
How
Where
many?
can-
Wait, can I ask before I go?
Please.
How many other people did you call?
You were like
You're the
our-
first one.
No.
Yeah, you were the
first
Are you
one.
serious?
I
Jack
mean,
was-
we had
that means so much.
You were
we
the
had
You
a
were the
guest-
first one that was close by.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
we had a guest that we were expecting.
Who was
then-
the other guest?
Should I? Yeah, Maddie
Maddie
Wiener.
Wiener. I think she's gonna come on soon. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we love
Okay.
Maddie, but Maddie overslept. So
She's done a lot more comedy than you, but you guys are close in age. So
yeah,
Yeah.
she's also like kind of famous.
Tell,
but
tell
like,
Maddie that I woke up.
yeah.
I woke up past
Oh,
9.
shit.
That's what real comics do.
oh shit, that's right. He went from I don't feel like a comic to yeah, I'm a comic
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
I am. Now that I sat on this chair with you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Real
once,
comics.
once I get a
feel
mic
good
in front of me.
We popped the cherry.
Yeah.
It was big.
Yeah.
This was cool. Did I do good for my
You
first
actually
pod?
did
No,
amazing. You
really
were
did well.
absolutely
Fuck.
electric energy. Where can we find you on social media? Where can people follow you?
You can follow me at Xandus17 on Instagram and TikTok.
Sweet.
And you can subscribe to me on YouTube, Xandus.
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 That's big.
Father of Fox.
Father of Fox, hopefully.
Yeah.
Xandus.
Yeah.
That
ready.
sounds like a
Once I
reporter.
become like an old dad comic, I'm gonna be like, and my son Fox.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to
And-
apologize.
Lastly, is there anything that you would apologize for today? I feel like you did a pretty solid
you were
job.
really
I
nice.
think I was pretty good. I don't think I said anything
Sometimes
controversial.
you think that, then you watch back the episode and you're like,
I would like to apologize if I said anything controversial. It got twisted by them, and they made me say something bad.
That's a
"The
Fox
twisted
guy right there.
minds."
That is Fox.
I don't need to apologize, but I just need to make it known. I know nothing about this pod. So if they've had other cancelable episodes, I was
We
not
did
involved.
recently get a
I
video
didn't do any
ban for hate
research.
speech.
Yeah, we
I
did.
just kind of showed up.
Our most, yeah, we have had.
Did
a
you get in
video.
trouble?
Yes.
What
Yeah.
did you say?
Absolutely nothing.
Our guest said something
It's satirical.
satirical.
Very satirical, but I guess the algorithm doesn't realize it's satire.
Algorithm
and
can't
thought we
read
were
tone.
really
it,
saying
it
some
knows
shit.
it's racist, and if it hears something racist, it goes, "We can send it
And
to these
Trust
people."
me, it was tough.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
It
The
will show you the
wording, yeah,
video.
we'll show you.
I would love to see.
It was
Yeah.
for sure a lot. But that's the
Yeah, you have to apologize. Yeah.
Oh,
what?
I would actually like to apologize for the tiny cupboard
I
as well.
started comedy
and,
there.
and your producer, who I ripped on this room.
Yeah.
The-
First of all, I'd
I've
like
never
to
been
say
in this room.
the
I've never
first
done a mic there.
The first mic
It's too
I've
far
ever
from my
done.
house.
First mic I ever did in New York
Yeah.
City with Jaclyn was at the tiny cupboard.
Wow.
Wow.
I've never
Yeah.
done
Oh
a
my
mic
God.
there. I've
Yep.
only
You
done
can't
shows
diss the
there.
tiny cupboard now.
It was the bottom one though. It was the church.
Oh.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I
Do I need to
apologize to
apologize?
almost bashing a couple of races out there, but I held back.
Whatever.
And shout out
Your son's
lesbians
named
again.
Jermichael, so
Yeah,
You can
yeah,
say whatever
yo,
you
yeah,
want.
you're right. Sorry
Yeah.
for thinking that the Powers named their kid black.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's funny.
yeah.
Wait, I have one more. I apologize for how my pants look right now.
no, you're Greg's wearing
Look
sweats.
at this.
Oh my God!
What
look
is
at him.
happening
Look at him.
here?
It looks
I
like you're wearing like you're wearing
this-
parachute pants.
You know, I was thinking about it like the whole pod. I was like, how weird do my pants look? This is how I should have sat.
For the
If I sat-
listener, he's now lying back.
I'm lying back. If I sat like, actually, this is actually worse.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
worse.
yeah.
All right.
I didn't
apologize
say
for
anything
that.
offensive. I think I was on my best behavior. I apologize for looking at my phone briefly. I was trying to coordinate with.
You
our
want
next
something? I
guest.
clocked it and I said,
Yeah.
that's a pro.
I was trying
That's a
to.
pro.
I was
She
making
said-
sure our next guest was going to be here, and I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
Are they?
Maybe.
We'll
Oh,
run
that's
it
gonna
back.
be-
Episode 2, baby. With
That's
me.
going to be all right.
Yeah.
All righty.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you
Yeah,
so
thank
much
you.
for
Appreciate
coming
it.
on the pod.
It
You're
was awesome.
delightful.
And thank you for the advice. I'd love to hit an open mic with you
Yes,
guys.
please. Let's all
Now
go
that
together.
we follow each other on Instagram,
Yeah, now we
and
can
I'm
DM
gonna make
each other.
this happen. We're gonna mutually follow each other.
that's
after
how
this.
hard it is
Maybe?
to be a
Yeah.
male
Yes,
and make
yes.
friends as other males.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
easy
You
it is.
have
Thank you
to
for
bring
saying male
somebody on a
versus female.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, the male loneliness epidemic. We solved it. We did it
Yeah.
today.
You're
You
welcome.
You're
guys are
solving
gonna,
it. You guys have a place to speak with. each other.
exactly.
A lonely male, not lonely anymore.
He has 2 women that he's friends with.
Yes, that's big.
I'm so happy
And
for both of them.
Maxim. Okay, guys, thank you for coming to the
Yeah.
podcast. You can follow us at Hill to Die on Pod.
Look at you.
You can follow me at gklobo.
What's a TikTok?
TikTok is a Hill to Die on. It's just with a bunch of periods in between all the words. And we're more controversial on there. So get in there and defend Greg's
Yo,
appearance in the comments.
We've been posting a lot more lately. Not that we never did, but TikTok's been like every day for a little bit right now. So
Big.
follow for the content.
Yeah.
I'm Greg Melly at Greg Melly. That's Jamie at jacksowack. Maxim at Maxim's Instagram. And My Friend's Basement, which is home to Hill to Die on.
And
So,
the Bone Museum and the Gecko King.
yo, also, by the time this
Yes.
episode drops, go Sixers.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Okay, anyway, we love you.
I love you guys.
Bye.
I love
Peace.
you too.